3 to 5 is the age the brain nearly at 5 years reaches an adult brain content. Parents don't have time for the child. Child is a fast forward world. Child is left alone, child is left with gadgets. So if children are left lonely during this point of time, they feel like nobody is giving them attention later. They get isolated. Their tolerance level comes down. I mean, you can even see in marriages breaking.
Hi friends, we would like you to subscribe and also press the bell icon so that you'll get the notifications from YouTube.
Hello viewers, welcome back to Alternate Veda. We have been discussing over a period of few months the human behavior and the excellence towards the behavior. And we had sessions with chairmen of the company, we had sessions with gurus, and most of them are saying that in today's very absolute fast life, nobody has time for the other. One of the chairmen were saying it's all written well in genetics, the human behavior mostly covered by genetics. And one of the gurus were saying the earlier days we had excellent group living or the family tie-ups and the temples. All these were giving a huge counseling, whatever you are talking today, counseling or applied psychology or psychology, all that were in the systems inbuilt, where when the joint family used to give that kind of a support, brothers and sisters or friends were giving such kind of a support. But they also realize now in this fast-paced world that nobody has time for the other. So in this context, slowly the whole world adopted Western culture. So we have today more of chemicals, more of doctors' help, more of worried about the human behavior itself in terms of what should we attend, talk to a psychologist or psychiatrist. And that also it has become a slight taboo if you want to go and talk to a doctor other than your physical illness like fever or some kind of a disease. Anything to do with mental issues, people have a taboo and say this guy is mad. So I thought, why not we travel today with a very professional psychologist, applied psychologist, and probably we'll be talking to her what's the difference between the psychiatrist and psychologist. Her name is Manju, and she's pretty young psychologist who has now have as many patients, I won't say patients, as many, counseling students for her, and she's also a good therapist and she's a great motivator. She is also helping a lot of corporates in terms of NLPs and a lot of phrases she will be giving us and explaining to us. So welcome Manju, thanks for joining us, and I wish that you can introduce yourself and probably we'll move forward in whatever the brief I've given you. So we have a lot of misgivings and we also want to understand what is your practice. Is it more for mental illness or for a common man, or is it going to be a motivational for it? Does it apply to the younger children, or it applies to only when somebody is disturbed in mind to come to you? So over to you, Manju.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your esteemed platform. I'm glad we had this opportunity to finally do this interview.
Yeah, sure.
And as you have introduced me as a psychologist, I also do various things. I'm a mental health therapist, I'm a neuro-linguistic practitioner, and I do a lot of relationship issues, a lot of teen-related issues. When I said NLP practitioner, it means neuro-linguistic programming. It's a kind of study which controls your entire mind. So you can hold your own self and understand how to deal not just with yourself but situations around you. Now regarding for whom I'm for anybody and everybody. In the sense, I can help a lot of people overcome a lot of things, whether it's addictions, phobias, fears, just for good mental well-being. And regarding my qualifications, I've done my bachelor's and master's in psychology. The governor of Chennai had given me my gold medal. I'm part of the NFNLP Florida Miami because I am an NLP practitioner. I've been trained through them. And I'm also I've been practicing positive life psychology. So it's not just, as you said, that it's a taboo, maybe those days. But I feel a lot of revolution has happened over the recent past where people are emphasizing a lot on mental health being. So mental well-being, mental health has become more to focus. And I have a lot of parents who, who believe that their children should be under my guidance. And I do a lot of programs at corporates where helping them to increase sales, marketing, and I've also done a lot of programs with colleges where I have, taught NLP at classroom situations, NLP to professors, pan India. So all this kind of what I impart or what I do is custom made. It is not like I follow a rigid way of doing something. What is for A, I should do it for B. It's not like that. And the only reason I added NLP, neuro linguistic programming, is to accelerate the pace of healing in the person. So,
No, basically, my first question was, is it something copied from West, or is it not? I mean, is it culturally shocking the countries like India, or it has become a part of life? Like I remember still my daughter, now she's 32, 33, she's in US, but she remembers well, she had some kind of a disturbing time during her 10th standard to 12th standard. Now she recalls that, but because of her support system was there, she was appreciating me that you are so good that I could pass off. But in US, I see from the school level onwards, there is a counselor available in the school. People go and express themselves. It seems to be very good system now, but it was not there earlier in India. India also it is coming up slowly. Every school has, every college has, or a very, very competitive education system has this. So I want to know whether is it become a must now as a part of package for every education itself from that age group itself? Is it mental health? It was so natural. Today, why this as a subject which has come as a mental health to be brought up from as early as possible?
okay, I personally feel as the evolution in India, a lot of things changed from joint families to nuclear families. When these joint families were there earlier, we already had people around us at dominant positions, like our fathers, grandfathers, who would be like natural counselors, natural advisors. Tolerance level those years were very different to tolerance level these years. It's because of time. As the families are getting disintegrated into nuclear families, parents don't have time for kids because mostly they're working. And even if there's time, I have a lot of cases where a lot of mothers just want to hand over to the helper, house help,
Or
or
grandparents?
tuition. Yes, so the child is not getting that kind of mind nutrition. It's always in a state of confusion. This confusion causes emotional problems with time.
Okay.
So that is connected to the question of what you felt about your daughter talking about America. And India has not fully, you can say we have adapted a lot of the counselor, branding from them. But that is now labeled as counselors. So that's how it goes.
Okay. So from your learnings or from your experiences, your therapies you are saying, so can we travel your experiences from the age group of 3 to 9? Were you able to contribute for the upbringing of the children, to the parents, and how do they bring about? Do you get or do you have build that relationship, what should be, and what is the current pattern happening in that segment? Do you think applied psychology plays a role in that area?
Definitely yes, because 3 to 5 is the age the brain nearly at 5 years reaches an adult brain content.
I see.
Yeah, so 3 to 9 is very, very crucial. We feel, oh, they're small, they're not going to understand. In fact, they understand maximum. They're like petals. If we are already an overgrown flower, each child has to develop its petals. So there are many cases where, as I told you, people or parents don't have time for the child. Child is a fast forward world. Child is left alone, child is left with gadgets. If at 3 to 9, child is not allowed to go out, experiment, explore, and is going to sit with gadgets, there will never be any motor movement, creative movements. 3 to 9 is a very important age to explore creative energies. That's why painting, hobbies, those years we used to have hobbies. How many people collect stamps, coins? I've heard it only now before, or my time. I don't see any child feeling they should collect stamps. They move on to YouTube and things like that. That's not going to help. So till 9 years at least, actually 12 I suggest, gadgets should be minimum. And parental attention, at least take out 3 hours in a day or 2 hours in a day where you speak to your child. Many parents, or many cases I get, the children tell me that they are on the phone, that messaging has become such an addiction that children's wants, children's needs, and children are very sensitive to this concept of getting ignored. So they feel no one is listening. It leaves in confusion, distortion of emotions. This becomes a complex child with time to come. So 3 to 9 is very, very crucial in giving attention to the child, importance to the child's feelings, exploring child's energy into creative energy like going out, sports, activities, hobby cultivation. So 3 to 9 should not just be supported by teachers teaching them and coming back home. It should also be supported by active parent. I call it active parenting. So if the father is fully busy, at least the mom, if the mom is busy, they can take turns. Like in a week, even if you spend 4 times a week with the child on some interesting topic or develop a story construction, any constructive thing which doesn't allow destructive energy for the future. So this is the main content of 3 to 9 years age, because the brain has really reached the adult state and they've already identified in their head what is right, what is wrong. So if children are left lonely during this point of time, they feel like nobody is giving them attention later. They get isolated. Their tolerance level comes down. I mean, you can even see in marriages breaking. Why do these marriages break? If these kids were trained in tolerance levels and been given attention, they know how to hold things. It's in their control. But they go out of control, letting situations go out of control. Where do our foremothers, grandmothers, that patience that comes from our upbringing, that is missing today. So if we could inculcate a better, meaningful way of spending time with the children, emotions would be stabilized and we would get better human beings in their adulthood, which helps a better livelihood.
Okay, but I mean, you also appreciate today the plus points of gadgets is the kind of a knowledge bank is so much available. If you go into Google, even somebody would have said, I don't know, but we are following certain culture or certain mantras or some festivals. Whereas Google gives much better answers than parents because the knowledge is so much there. So today, along with gadgets, I mean, the learnings are there, online classes have come, Byju's have come, all are there, going to be there. So if you say the parenting or the emotional balance to be provided by the parents and teachers or something like that, it has to be done, assuming it's not available. So how will be the children? You think that is going to be a different world where different counselors will come because there is a shortage of that. So are you getting, there is a shortage of such emotional balance by your psychology or applied psychology, can you balance it? How would you bring them back?
Okay, I would like to cite a very beautiful example here. Human touch, human feel cannot beat any gadget. When a child is born,
If both of them are working,
Yeah.
today I think 6 months to 9 months, the crush or whatever you call play school or
Yes.
crush in US and Western countries,
Hi friends, we would like you to subscribe and also press the bell icon so that you will get the notifications from YouTube.